In public schools, including charter schools, students who have disabilities and need special education services can get an IEP. That's an Individualized Education Program. An IEP is a written statement of the child's strengths and needs and the goals for her education. Goals can address academic needs, such as reading, writing, and math, or other issues, such as emotional, social, or communication needs. The IEP also includes the extra services and supports the student will receive from school staff to help her reach her goals. By law, the IEP must meet the student's unique needs, and the supports and services must allow her to make reasonable progress on the IEP goals. IEP goals should be reviewed and updated at least once each calendar year. Parents should get a report on the student's progress or lack of progress on the goals each time the school sends out report cards. If a student is not making reasonable progress on the goals, then you may need to have a discussion about changing the supports and services. Sometimes parents and school staff disagree on what should be in a student's IEP. Parents are members of the IEP team, just like school staff. The whole team is supposed to agree about what's in the IEP. If that doesn't happen, there are several steps a parent can take to resolve the disagreement. Let's walk through those steps. The first thing you should do is let your student's teacher or principal know about your concerns. This is the easiest and fastest way to resolve an issue. Email is the best form of communication because it creates a record of the conversation. Make sure your messages are polite and factual. That's important for building a good working relationship with your student's school team. If direct communication with school staff doesn't work, then contact your school district's Exceptional Children's Director. You should be able to find the EC Director's name and phone number on your school district's website. This person may also be called the Assistant Superintendent for Exceptional Children's Services. You can also look on the Department of Public Instruction's website. It has a list of the name and number of every EC Director in the state. If your concerns still have not been resolved, it may be time to involve the State Department of Public Instruction, or DPI. DPI oversees education in North Carolina, and its Exceptional Children's Division serves students with disabilities. There are 4 levels to the dispute resolution process through DPI. First, you can contact the EC Division's dispute resolution consultants. They can provide information about the various ways to address the issue you are having. You can reach the consultants at 919-807-3969. Second, you can ask DPI to provide a facilitator for your next IEP meeting, scheduled specifically to address the disputed issue. A facilitator is a trained, neutral manager of the IEP meetings. That means she's not on anyone's side. She's there to help you and the school staff come to an agreement. The facilitator will create an agenda that is agreeable to both sides, and she will ensure that all IEP team members get a chance to speak during the meeting. The facilitator will make sure the meeting focuses on constructive conversation, collaboration, and problem solving. The structure and guidance a facilitator brings to the IEP meeting often helps parents and school staff come to an agreement. DPI provides facilitators at no cost to the parent or the school. A third option is mediation. Compared to a facilitator, a mediator is more involved in the negotiation process. He may offer suggestions for how to resolve the dispute. The goal of the mediation is to get a written agreement, signed by all of the participants, that details how the dispute will be resolved. However, you should not feel obliged to sign an agreement that you are not comfortable with. If the issue still has not been resolved, and you feel your students' educational rights are being violated, your fourth option is to file a formal complaint with DPI's Exceptional Children's Division. A formal complaint is also called a state complaint. In the complaint, you need to explain the decision you disagree with. You should also explain how the school has violated your students' rights under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, federal regulations, or state policies. DPI will investigate the complaint by reviewing the student's records and talking to you, school staff, and the student if possible. DPI will issue a written decision within 60 days. You can find more information about facilitators, mediators, and complaints on the EC Division's Dispute Resolution webpage. Go to ec.ncpublicschools.gov and click on Dispute Resolution on the left-hand side. If these steps did not resolve the IEP issue, you have 2 more options. You can turn to the North Carolina Office of Administrative Hearings. This office settles contested cases of administrative law involving citizens and state agencies. You will have to file a petition for a contested case hearing. Go to the Office of Administrative Hearings website and look for the hearings form for special education. You and the school staff will be called in for a resolution meeting. If that doesn't work, the case will go to a hearing and an administrative law judge will make a ruling. The final option is filing a formal complaint with the Office for Civil Rights at the U.S. Department of Education. This office enforces the federal laws that prohibit discrimination in schools. You can find out how to file a complaint on the Office for Civil Rights website at ed.gov/OCR. Disability Rights North Carolina, dedicated to protecting and advocating for the rights of people with disabilities throughout North Carolina.